Hello, my name is Quatechiacreates and you are watching Quatechiacreates. Hello besties. So today we are going to be going over how to properly degas your Snow Globe Tumbler. We are also going to discuss some of the common issues that you may be having when you're making your tumblers, your Snow Globe tumblers, and we'll go over those and how to prevent those issues and how to correct those if you need to. We're going to be starting with a tumbler that I created several months ago, and we will be kind of troubleshooting that one to get it to flow correctly and to, be perfect. If that sounds like something you're interested in, let's go ahead and get into this video. Today we're going to be working on this Snow Globe tumbler that I did a few months ago. As you can see, it has a ton of air in it. What happened was it wasn't sealed properly and it did end up leaking. The first thing we are going to do is remove the seal, and we are going to do that by first heating it up with our Wagner heat gun that I purchased from Amazon. We are going to heat it for about 30 to 45 seconds, and then we're going to use our picker tool or craft knife to pull that up. And if it isn't coming up easy, as it's not coming up easy right now, what you're going to do is just apply some more heat, and you can just periodically test it with your craft knife or your picker tool to see if it's coming up easily. And when you are trying to peel the resin or epoxy, it works with both of them. I would suggest that you do so along the rim of the bottom, just because it'll just be easier. Like, you can even go around the entire rim or most of the rim just to get it loosened up if you need to. The amount of heat and effort that you'll actually need is going to be dependent on how cured your bottom piece is. Once it's ready, it's going to come up in one piece just like this. Once we've removed the UV resin and the seal, we're just going to empty out some of this liquid. And then we're just going to take this extra liquid and pour it into a condiment bottle so that we can use the same solution when we're ready to add more fluid. Now, if one of the issues that you're dealing with is stuck glitter, a few people have commented on one of my most popular snow globe videos, and they were talking about how their glitter was stuck. In the event that it is stuck or you're having a hard time getting the glitter moving, I would suggest that you do this. So we're first going to spray our hands and make sure they're on the cleaner side. We don't want to be dealing with this with oily hands, and a lot of times I will have on my gloves, but I also like to work without my gloves so I can physically feel the oil on my hand if it's on my hands. But what our goal is right now is to clean the bottom of our tumbler, and I am doing so by using 91% alcohol as well as some coffee filters, and we are going to clean it really good because we have oil, or I have oil in my tumbler. So we're going to make sure that we're cleaning off all of that so that our painter's tape is going to stick. When applying my painter's tape, I like to first seal the hole because I want to see the actual hole in the painter's tape when I'm putting it down. So I'll seal the hole and then I'll go spread it out the surrounding areas. Once you have it sealed, you can turn it upside down, and then I'm going to start working on the tumbler. I'm going to start shaking it, beating it up against my hand. What I have found to be the most effective is shaking it up and down or back and forth, if that makes sense. I'll show you what I mean. Once you start to get the glitter moving, you'll notice that the liquid kind of dissipates into the glitter, so you don't really see it as much. That's a good indication that you need to add more glitter. And when we say that we're degassing a tumbler, which a lot of people what is that? Degassing is essentially, the way that I look at degassing, we are getting rid of all the air that is in our tumbler. And a lot of times if we have a huge clump of glitter at that bottom rim, there's a lot of empty space within the glitter that we cannot see. And sometimes the glitter can be packed so tightly that the liquid cannot get into it. And if that's the case, we actually have to take the time to we have to work that glitter or work that solution within that glitter so that we have freely flowing glitter. As you see here, we're having some good glitter movement, but there still is some like stuck at the very bottom. So what we're going to do in this case is we're going to add some more fluid. I'd also like to note that sometimes while you're doing all of this, your tumbler will start to leak through the painter's tape that you have. That is okay. What you're going to do is you are going to take the tape off, you're going to clean it up again, and then you'll put the tape back down if that's what you need to do. I am going to take this as an opportunity to add more fluid because that's what I need to do anyway. So I'm going to take the same fluid that I took out of the tumbler. It is tinted pink because I put fine glitter in here. I wouldn't suggest you do that. Don't do that. However, I do love the pink color, so that is not an issue. But what I have found is that the fine glitter it clumps, like not even just going in, but while it is in the tumbler, it will cause your snow globe to have clumps of glitter and spots, and that is something that I am experiencing with this tumbler. It's still beautiful, but sometimes the glitter does get stuck in certain spots. Now after you add a bit more fluid, you are going to clean it off again, like with the 91% alcohol, and tape it back down, and then you're going to get back to shaking it. And this is the shake that I'm referring to, the up and down, side to side, top to bottom. This shake. This is what I have found to be the most effective when trying to work that solution into the glitter, so give it a try. Now doing this is going to create a lot of air bubbles within the tumbler, which is good because I feel like this is also what's going to speed up the degassing process. We are forcing the air bubbles to come out from the glitter that they are hiding in and come up to the surface of the tumbler. So I basically continue this process with the adding fluid, shaking it around, cleaning it off, taping it off, shaking it again. Just a cycle, and I did it for about 30 minutes, but I'm going to show you the mess I ended up with. See, now you can see all of the air bubbles that have risen to the top and the mess that it has made. I have quite a bit of fluid in here, but I'm pretty proud of all these bubbles I have. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm really proud. I feel like I really did a good job at shaking it. But I am going to have to allow some time for the air bubbles to release before I'm able to fill up the entire tumbler. So once I got it to about this mark, I wasn't able to put any more solution in it without it coming out of the hole. So after this, I allowed the tumbler to sit overnight for about 8 hours. When I came back the next morning, this is what it looked like. Look at all those air bubbles, they're like gone. So this, my friend, is a very exaggerated version of what it means to degas your snow globe tumbler. And I say exaggerated because most people just fill the tumbler, maybe shake it a little bit and let it like degas over the course of a few days, shaking it a little bit, adding more fluid. As the time goes on, I rather just go ahead and get it done and out of the way so I can have a snow globe tumbler done in about 48 hours, ready to seal. But after my tumbler rested overnight for the 8 hours, then as you can see, a lot of the bubbles that were at the top have bust, dissipated, whatever, wherever they went, they're invisible now. I do have a little bit of bubbles still left, but now I have more room to add more fluid. Now, once I've added some more fluid, I'm not going to fill it all the way up just yet. I'm going to clean it off. I'm going to apply my painter's tape after my alcohol is dry, and then I'm going to give it a couple more shakes so that we can release some more bubbles before we go to try to fill it all the way to the top. So once I'm pretty happy with the flow that I'm getting, I am going to sit it back down and let it rest. Now I've created quite a few more air bubbles, so I'm gonna go ahead and let this rest. I ended up letting my tumbler rest for about 12 hours. This clip was done at about 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning, and when I returned, I didn't plan on it being 12 hours, but it was 12 hours later. So here we are 12 hours later, and essentially my air bubbles are gone. So I'm ready to just go ahead and completely fill up my tumbler. I'm going to get as much of this fluid in with this condiment bottle as I can, and then I'm going to come in with my precision tip bottle to fill up the rest of the tumbler. These little bottles are great because I can put in more fluid and not have to worry about the backflow that I would experience if I was using a condiment bottle. What you see me doing here is I am tilting the tumbler to try to get all of my micro bubbles to kind of concentrate to one area and hopefully create a bigger bubble, so it allows some more space for me to put in some more fluid. Now, after I fill my tumbler as much as I think it will fill, I will do one more final test to see what kind of air bubbles I see when I do turn it over, and if I feel like it's going to be a problem, I will allow my tumbler to degas a little bit more and maybe 8 to 12 additional hours before I seal my tumbler. But right now I'm doing one more final test. I'm going to see how it's flowing, make sure that my glitter isn't stuck at the top and it is still moving. And once I'm happy with the results that I'm getting, I am going to flip it over and clean off the bottom of our tumbler real good. One last time. My goal when cleaning the bottom of my tumbler is to make sure that when I touch it with my finger, put my finger like over the opening of the tumbler, that nothing is on my finger. Like, I don't want to see a trace of oil or anything. Now, one of the reasons why this tumbler did not seal well and was leaking was because I have raised edges on the hole that I created. I created this using a hot fix tool. Now, when I'm creating my Snow Globe tumblers using the hot fix tool, I will shave down the edges if I have raised edges, because if you want to create a really good seal, the best way to do so is to have a flat surface outside your hole. To seal this tumbler, I am going to be using these clear furniture bumpers. I believe I purchased them from Target. They're not my favorite to use to seal my tumblers, so I don't even know, like, I don't even have the original packaging that they came in. I will try to link down in the description box the kind that I have, or think I have, the kind that I remember buying. But anywho, I'm using these because I've tried to use the adhesive glue dots, which is what I prefer to seal my tumblers with, but the oil kept getting on them, so I knew that it wasn't going to seal properly, and that's probably what happened the first time. So I'm using these clear furniture bumpers, and I am going to make sure that I seal the UV resin around the furniture bumper. I am then going to use my UV lamp, and I will be using the 60 seconds 2 times, so 120 seconds 2 minutes of the UV light for this layer, and then I'm going to move on to my second layer of UV resin. In this second layer, I'm going to put some of the same glitter that is inside the tumbler. This is Belize from Silver Glitz Glitters, and I am going to mix some UV resin with the glitter. Once it's all mixed, we're going to pour it onto the bottom of our tumbler, and we're going to make sure that we get all around our plug, and we are going to smooth this out on the entire bottom surface of the tumbler. We are going to make sure that we stay like confined within that little divot situation. We don't want to get it on the top, and if we do, we need to make sure that we wipe it off so it doesn't cure and then become kind of, you know, rocky. Before we cure this layer, we are going to spritz it with some 91% alcohol and pop the micro bubbles that we made when we were mixing. And I usually give it about 2 to 3 good spritz, and then I cure it for 3 minutes. Now, it is important to note that your cure time may vary based on your UV resin and your UV lamp. So I would suggest that you take a look at your UV resin instructions and see what wattage it takes to cure, and it'll give you like some guidelines as far as how long you would cure your UV resin. If you're mixing it with something like the glitter, I just give it some additional time. After this layer was complete, I did do one additional layer that I did not film, and it was just clear. I just did the clear UV resin on top of the glittered layer, and I cured it for an additional 3 minutes.